All right. Now, as Grand Chaplain,
Yes.
your views on a present public picture of telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
And you spoke about creative visualization
Yes.
at your lecture in the Holiday Inn.
Yes.
How does telepathy work with the organization, if it is used at all?
Well, if you're referring to the sending of thoughts, extrasensory perception, or the receiving of thoughts, this is something that we work with. It's dealing with a more proper name as far as the Rosicrucian goes, is the use of the intuition, you see. And this is a very, very important aspect of the development of the greater side of you, you see. And this is developed by working with basic exercises and experiments in order that your whole intuitive self may be developed to the point where you can use it as a natural function in life. You will, in fact, be a more intuitive person. For example, if I may give a brief example, if you were studying to be a pianist, and you're studying at home, and you're studying the 5-finger exercises, and these are exercises that will give you lots of dexterity and flexibility and so forth. However, when you go to the concert hall, you're not going to play the 5-finger exercises. You're going to play Beethoven. You're going to play Bach and Brahms and Mozart. You see? That's the real world. So the exercises and experiments that we give our students, while very valuable, what they're doing is building up the inner self to the point where in your real life, outside, in your job, in your domestic, family, business, whatever, you will use these abilities to help yourself on an intuitive level. You see what I mean? That's what this whole business about intuition and telepathy and extrasensory perception. In some cases, it becomes sort of a parlor game to some people, not Rosicrucian students. But people hear about it and they think it's a game.
This is what
you see. But the Rosicrucian students and the order takes the perception that this is actually a very serious study, and it should be presented in a serious way, because you're dealing with what we feel is our higher laws of nature that are founded in truth, but they should be studied correctly, just like anything else that's important. Does that help at all?
Yes, it does, because this is a very serious part of living, I believe.
Oh, yes.
And this is my thought. Now, what about ideas? How do the Rosicrucians view people who are creative in one way or another, writing or painting or composing?
Yes.
Could you give us a short about how one perceives ideas?
Yeah, well, people who are creative, I'm not sure I'm getting your question, but we applaud people that are creative. Can you explain to me what your question is?
Is there any way in which the Rosicrucian movement develops the creativity of an individual?
Oh, I see what you mean, yes. Well, this is a natural outcome of the creative process for the individual. Some people are better at some things than others. Not everyone's going to turn out to be a Mozart. Some people, they find that they are simply developed to the point where they understand more about their domestic situation and they have peace of mind. You see what I mean? And some people discover that they have artistic ability, or they have had artistic ability, and the Rosicrucian teachings have stimulated them even further to create even greater masterpieces. You see what I mean? Because you're in tap with the deeper part of you, what I hesitate to call the sacred and divine, because people misunderstand those words, but it's the higher force that's in everyone, you see. And so, yes, we do encourage the creative abilities to be developed and used. You know, there's a particular satisfaction in being a creative person. I mean, you don't have to create a masterpiece, but just to create a better life. You know, come up with good ideas. We want people to be thinkers, to think for themselves, you see. We aren't thinking for you. We want you to do your own thinking, but we'll encourage you to do that, you see. And we aren't forcing people to accept these ideas. We offer them as suggestions. Think for yourself, and come up with your own philosophy of life, as opposed to us superimposing the Rosicrucian way on you. You see what I mean? That's the Rosicrucian philosophy.